What's going on, guys? At long last, I'm going to do my review for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, the game came out back in December, early December 2017. This is the Steelbook case you can only get from the Special Edition. The Special Edition that came out, you only get the Steelbook case with that. You can still find the Special Edition here and there. I've seen it laying around at GameStops and stuff, so it's inside of it, of course. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. I did an unboxing of it. So, people have been asking me what I think of the game. If you followed me on Twitter and watched my other videos too, you've known that I've praised the game a lot. I have a lot to say about it. This game, for lack of better words, blew my mind. Like, it blew me away in more ways than one. The first thing I want to say is, if you're a Japanese RPG fan, if you're an RPG fan in general, if you like good stories in games, good combat, all that stuff, play this game. As a fan of RPGs, you need to play this game. It's so up there. Don't listen to a lot of the people saying, has patience and anime, cliche, blah, blah, blah. No. Disagree here. I'm telling you, as someone who put well over 100 hours into this game, I think last I checked it's actually above 130, 140, something like that. The game is amazing. It's just so... I can't even articulate how amazing it is. Let's go over a couple things. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Wii. Pretty sure a lot of people played it. It has a real-time action combat system, but the normal attacks are automated, but then you had things called arts, which you could use under certain conditions, basically. Same thing here. Pretty much same thing here, but they've refined it. They've refined it very much so. Now there's lots of more fundamentals added on top of that. One thing being the blade system. So in this game you collect what are called blades. They're basically like humanoid weapons of sort. They're the characters that link up to the characters, and your characters though are the ones doing the attacking, while the blades themselves will stand on the sideline and basically give the characters their power. So there are some story blades, and you get to the story, including the main one, which is Pyra. But then there's a ton of other blades there's a lot of common ones you can get, and there's also a lot of rare ones, including some cameos from other games, and some other characters as well. So that's pretty cool. The way you acquire them is kind of like a gacha system. Like, for example, you play games like Fire Emblem Heroes, it's kind of like one of those systems as far as getting them. The RNG does suck at times. There's a lot of times where, because you have common core crystals, you got rare core crystals and legendary core crystals, and then there's also boosters you can do, because there's different boosters that can give you different element. Basically, a certain booster will lean more towards that element type. So if you're getting a specific blade, or if you want to get a specific sort of blade, it'll increase your chances. In my experience, none of that really factors out. It doesn't really help. I've gotten tons of rare blades from common core crystals, and I've gotten some of the worst common blades from legendary core crystals. So the RNG and the gacha system is, I don't mind it too much, but it is annoying. There's a certain blade, I'm not going to spoil, but there's a certain blade that I wanted to get, and I never could get it in the game. As of yet, I'm still trying, but still have yet to get it. And I've tried, I've farmed core crystals, so the RNG is a little when it comes to that. But the combat, so going back to the combat is so much more fluid than the past two games. The combat's amazing. Like I said, they've added a lot more on top of it. And then just the different types. So you have basically, like, one person could be a tank, one person could be a healer, other person could be an attack type. And basically it's kind of like almost like a rock paper scissors sort of system, but with an extra level of complexity on top, which is like I said, it's it really helps you strategize more with your battles. There's a lot more going into it, but at the same time, it presents itself in a way that isn't overwhelming. The thing I love about the game is when I first booted up the game, it told me a little bit of the story as a small cutscene, and I immediately got into a battle. And while the battle was explaining to me how to play, it wasn't just one long, drawn-out tutorial. It was still a legit battle. It told you a couple things, and that was it. And from then on, you're playing the game, and every time they have to tell you something new, they might introduce you to it in a battle, but it's still a regular battle. It's not a long, drawn-out tutorial. And they keep doing that throughout the game. A lot of people have said they don't like that. I actually prefer that just because one of my main gripes, I love RPGs. Love Japanese RPGs. Japanese RPGs especially. The thing about Japanese RPGs is I'm very picky with some of them because there's a lot of them that if I'm going 3 hours and still doing basic like tutorials and like story cutscenes and all that stuff and barely have played the game, that's a little bit, that's too much, you know. This game throws you right into the action while at the same time it's teaching you alongside the action, if that makes any sense. I love that. I love that a lot. And you learn new stuff all throughout the game. All through the game you learn new stuff. So it does sort of do a drip feed effect, but like I said, it does it in a way where it's not bogging you down with tutorials. You're learning as you go, which is, like I said, in my opinion, that's the best. I like that a lot. Even towards the end of the game, you're still learning new things, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool, now I can do that, or now I can do this, you know, and you apply it right then and there in the middle of a battle. That's awesome. The music in the game, oh my god, the music is amazing. The music is amazing. I think this is the best soundtrack of the series so far. A lot of people didn't really care for the rap that was in Xenoblade Chronicles X. I personally didn't mind a lot of it, but Xenoblade Chronicles X was a bit more varied. This has a more... The soundtrack is more in line sort of with the first game, but there's a lot of great just choral pieces in here that are just so breathtakingly beautiful. A lot of times I would just sit there and pause and just listen to the music because it's just that beautiful. Awesome soundtrack. Like I said, really good battle themes. Amazing. The story. Now the story has a lot of twists and turns, and it kept me engaged throughout the entire thing. The characters, I love the characters. At first, I didn't care too much for Rex when I first started off, but as I got to know him more, I really came to respect Rex as a character. And again, like a lot of people look at his design and go, his design is, but you get used to it, and the more you play, the more you understand not only Rex, but the other characters, and you grow to really love the characters. Even the villains. They make you care for the villains in a way that I haven't really seen in a game before, or a movie or anything. I can't explain it, but there's a way that, with most other types of media, when there's a story presented and it makes you care for the heroes, if they try to make you care for the villains, you start to feel like the heroes are in the wrong. This game does it in a way that you can really care for the villains, you can see what they're trying to do, but at the same time, you can see why the heroes still need to stop them. So it's almost like you can see both point of views and see that there's a way they need to come to a common ground, and it's amazing how they incorporate that into the story, that feeling of, okay, well, you know, how is this character gonna react to this situation, why is he doing what he's doing over here. It's just the way they present the characters. It's really awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. I love the story. The characters amazing, all the way to the end. And there are some really cool things. If you've played the first game, I'm not going to spoil, but there are some things towards the end that you will appreciate. That's all I'm going to say. But the voice acting. Another point that a lot of people have sort of hated on. I'm going to be honest, I think this is some of the best voice acting out of gaming. Like, there's such emotion through some of these characters, including Rex. A lot of people hate Rex's voice acting. There's a scene in Chapter 4 that you just feel how much agony he is in, like emotionally and physically, and just how much like his emotions are running at that point in time, and it's just, you feel what he's feeling, and that's truly like I said, it's overwhelming and breathtaking. And like I said, I love the voice acting. I think the voice actors did a phenomenal job on it. It's just awesome. Like I said, the combat is so addictive. There's a lot of side quests as well. You can do a lot of side quests. There's always things to see. The game isn't necessarily open world per se like the first two games were. The areas are kind of more sectioned off, but they're still open in a way that it's kind of a pseudo open world. And I think that's for the best, especially after Xenoblade Chronicles X. Xenoblade Chronicles X was really fun for what it did, but as far as having a clear focus, it really did lack that compared to a game like this. They really focused on the specific areas per the story, but still gave you open areas to explore and basically, you know, fool around in and do tons of other side quests and missions and everything. It's just so there's lots of different side quests in here. The side quests obviously earn you more EXP, more items, things like that. Sometimes certain side quests will unlock other side quests. There's also these things called merc missions, which are basically like missions that you can send your blades off to do, and they gain experience, which unlocks more stuff in their ability charts. So there are skill trees in this as well. The characters and the blades all have skill trees. But the blades, you unlock them via certain conditions. The main characters, you unlock abilities on the skill tree by spending points, which you earn more points by battling more. So the game, like I said, the game, you can grind a lot if you want, or you don't have to. And the game can be as difficult or as easy as you make it out to be. Me, I like to grind in all my Japanese RPGs. I just do. That's just how I am. So, of course, I grinded a lot. I was like in the high 70s by the time the game ended. And I was doing a lot of side quests. So, like I said, it allows you to play the game how you want while still having a focus on the story. It's a really, really good balance. Again, more kind of in line with the first game, not so much Xenoblade Chronicles X. So, in that regards, there's plenty to keep you busy. The DLC, I feel the DLC is perfect because for $30 you can get an expansion pass that basically is going to give you content starting back in December all the way through the end of this year. So you get a whole year's worth of content. On top of that, they're doing free updates. So even if you don't get the DLC, they're still giving you free updates as well. Each time there's an update, expansion pass owners do get some free items and other stuff. They're distributing other stuff for expansion pass owners, like new DLC quests. There's going to be more story missions, things like that later on. As far as the free updates go, they're doing stuff like updating the map system, you know, getting rid of the glitches and bugs, anything like that, if there's anything like that in there. Adding stuff like New Game Plus. They recently added New Game Plus. You know, so things like that. There's a lot of replayability in there for you people that, you know, want to play this game for a long time, which you will. Like I said, they're going to be supporting this game to the end of this year, so you'll be playing this game for a long time if that's what you want. So if you want a game that's going to give you well worth your money's worth, it's here. So it's just like I said, the game, it's truly, truly amazing. Everything about it. It plays great on the TV. It looks beautiful. It plays amazingly well on the handheld as well. I took it on the go with me quite a few times. It looks great in the handheld. A lot of people said it looked grainy, pixely, blah, blah, blah. Blocky, blurry. I didn't get any of that. It looked beautiful on the 720p, you know, Switch screen. It looked beautiful to me. Yeah, but the game's amazing. Like I said, the controls work really well. Like I said, the sound is really well. You can customize that as well. So there's just the only really cons I can say about this game. Really, the gacha system with the blades. Like I said, kind of hit or miss. The RNG is a little bit off. The only other thing, I mean, that there's nothing really else, you know. Like I said, the game is truly magical. When the game came out in December, I played it non-stop, like every day almost, up until the beginning of February when I finally beat it. And I've turned on quite a few times since then. I've played some of the more DLC stuff and done some other extra side quests, and I'll be playing this game to the end of the year. So it's truly, truly awesome. Before this game came out, I was always saying that my favorite Japanese RPG of all time was Kingdom Hearts 2. And honestly, this game has surpassed it. This game is my favorite Japanese RPG of all time. until it gets beat. Maybe Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you know, maybe Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know. But it just, this game truly blew me away. I was not expecting to be this blown away by the game. I was not, and I highly, highly recommend it. As far as Japanese RPGs go, I'd give it a 10. I mean, it's just, there's nothing else to say. The game is damn near perfect, and like I said, it's going to keep you busy for a long time. Highly recommend it. If you like RPGs at all in general, buy this game. Play it, love it. Trust me, you're going to love it. So, yep. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you guys think of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as well. Leave some comments below. And as always, I will catch you guys later.